Hello guys. I hope you're sharp. And on Sunday, I gave you a video on gold. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure that try and check that one first, and then you can come to this one because this is going to be like a follow-up setup or analysis, right? So if you are new here, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the bell icon, because on this channel we only do price action. We don't do indicators. We only focus on the candlesticks, so we make our decisions based on that. So if you are interested in the way I do things, if you have watched maybe at least one of my videos and you feel like the way I do things, it's I make things easier for you to understand, and you want to learn more of that strategy, you can always contact me, and then let's see what we can do. All right, so this is our gold. If you still remember, on Thursday, I mean on Sunday, when I did the analysis, I was calling for what? For shots. I was calling for shots, meaning we were saying we are selling. And the reason for that was that I think from weekly, that's where we could see what was happening. But I just wanted to show you that quickly, because on weekly, we had said that we are bouncing from a weekly resistance. And then the same thing on daily. At the time, the price was bouncing from a daily resistance. And even on H4, we had the same thing. Let's go to H4. Because at the time, the price was what? Was here. The price was bouncing from that H4 resistance. That's when we like calling for shorts. So that's what I gave you in that video. So that's why I said, if you watch that video, it will be easier for you to follow up here. But it's fine even if you don't watch it, because now I'm going to start afresh to assess or analyze from the current price action and see if we can't get a new trade setups or trade opportunities, right? And you know that the way I do things, it's impossible that I'll just go to a chart and start commenting on what is happening without actually having to check what the higher time frames, because that's where I get an idea to say for longer run this is possible. So when I go to my smaller time frames, I also keep in mind the picture that I saw from the higher time frames, right? So this is our monthly chart, and if you watch the video on Sunday, nothing has changed, right? Our support is still anywhere from this, or you can use this one, because the one from here not so great, but it's also what? An imbalance. And then your resistance is far, it's up there, and it's very strong, because if you assess the movement that it gave us after that zone was formed and we pushed it down, we broke the support, we broke areas of support, and on our way down. So that's why I'm saying that resistance is very strong. But now we are approaching the area of what? The area of support, meaning selling now, especially if you are someone that likes to take trades and hold for a couple of weeks. Now it's no longer that safe, because of what? You are approaching a support, which is a pool where you're going to find a lot of people pushing up, meaning a support, a pool for buyers. But we're still not yet there, because remember, it starts here. We're still not yet there, right? So we still have some space if you wanted to push to the downside. So let's see what we have on what we call this, on weekly. On weekly, remember we had said we are coming from resistance, we are bearish, and now the weekly resistance, I mean the support that we have is this one here, which is what? It is hit, right? So that's why when you're selling there, I said you are targeting what? You always target the next opposite structure. You don't have to force and predict that a certain structure is going to be broken. No one knows that. So the safest way would be what? You hit that structure, you exit, you watch how the price reacts there, and then based on that, you'll decide whether it's safe for you to start searching for trades in the opposite direction, or if it has what? Higher chances of being broken. Even still, when you feel like it has got higher chances to be broken, you still have to wait. It is broken. Now you know you don't have anything fighting against you. You can just start searching for trades to join that trend. So here the price, when it came from that resistance, it pushed all the way down into our support, this one here, or the imbalance there, right? So now we are at the support. So if you got those cells, kudos to you. You have reached your target, the target where the price wanted to go. It has reached there. Yes, it's possible that it can still continue down and touch this line. Remember this line, that's where your weekly a monthly area of resistance starts, or you can even go to the second one that we spoke about. Remember on weekly we have something like this, guys. When I said you can say anywhere from here, or you can say the one that looks nice is this one. So that's why we have got two lines to say that when you touch this one is the first one, and then you will have that nice looking one that starts from there. Anything is possible. We can even go up because of what they hit from this guy, right? So meaning, because you know you are around the monthly support, you are at that weekly support. If you were to get trades to go long with confirmation, you can do it. The reason why I'm saying you have to take it with confirmation is that we are talking about weekly, and weekly is strictly is bearish. It's just that now we've hit an area of support. So that's what I'm saying. When you get those trades to the upside, it has to be in confirmation, because the bigger guys don't agree with you taking a trade to the upside. And also another reason would be that because the zone is not fresh. because it was tested here. Now we are testing it for the second time. So let's check our, what do you call this, our daily, and see what we got. So on daily, there's a lot that is going on. So you could have your trend line somewhere there, it being broken. That's why I'm saying, if you had watched the other video, you'd remember this. And then this was your nearest area of support, touched there, but the price failed to continue up, and then it was broken. Now it moved back to the this area here, which is the one that did what? Which is the one that initiated the whole thing. This one here is the one that initiated the whole move to the upside. So you are back to the same very critical structure, and that structure, remember, it is located at your weekly support. Keep that in mind. So that's what I'm saying, when you're getting those sell trades, you need to have a target. You need to have a target. You cannot just say, I'm selling, I know we are bearish, we have to continue to the downside. No, every trend has got its own time. At some point it's going to end. So the safest way, because you don't know when it's going to end, you just have to make sure that when you hit the opposite structure, you stay out, take your profit. It's more than enough. It's more than enough, right, compared to what you were risking. So that is all that you have here. And you can even say that currently, when you're pushing to the upside, to the downside, you have got this. So maybe the price will feel the hit from this weekly area of support, and then maybe push to the upside. That's when you say we have broken the structure, the pullback, you can take it, and then you'll be targeting back to the same weekly resistance. But I'm not saying that is what is going to happen, but it is possible. It is possible. So let's check what we have on H4. This is our H4. We had this trend line up there. When we had the video, the trend line was up there, right? It was actually here, and it was never broken. And the guys that are in the mentorship, they know that when I'm talking of a breakout, it has to be something that is convincing. There are rules for that. So that's why they would never convince or confuse things like this and say we are breaking, let's buy. We're not going to confuse stuff like that until it has given us that confirmation that we want. Then you safely say it has been taken out. So until then, you don't have anything. So if you want to update your trend line on this time frame, it will still look the same, but you can just bring it here. It doesn't have to be a long trend line. You can just have it here and then say this is my area of resistance, and then you'll have to find your area of support, which is this one here. I think it was touched. Let's bring this one down. I think it was definitely reached. Yes. So there is your area of what? The area of support. Area of support that you have, and it was definitely touched. That's why I'm saying have a target. You need to know that yes, I'm selling, we've got strong candlestick to the downside, but it does not mean the price is going to continue like that, which is why you must play it safe and say I've hit area of resistance, area of support on H4, which is inside the daily one, which is inside the weekly one. It will make sense for me to exit, because for the price to break that, it's really going to struggle. So that is your support, and this is your resistance. So currently, if the price was to move to the outside of your trend line, you will say this guy here from around there is the one that initiated the move up, broke the trend line. You get that push to the downside, you can search for buying trades. And remember, you need what? Confirmation. I gave you all the reasons why you need to wait for confirmation. And also the guys in the mentorship, they know what I mean when I say confirmation. So we can all have the same setup, but the way we're going to enter might be slightly different, which is why I always emphasize to them to say that you need to understand all the different ways to enter a market, all the conditions that goes with each way of entering, so that given the type of a setup you have at that particular time, you will be able to say, no, based on this setup that I'm having here, I think it's safer if I enter using this method. So that's why I teach all of them the methods, so that they can be able to shift between this one and that one, depending on the setup that they have. So here we said you'll go with the entryway, which involves waiting for confirmation, because the bigger time frames, they are bearish. So for us to trust the bulls, they really need to show us something. And then if you get that buy, right, you'll be targeting this one and this one. You are out. You don't have to hold it and sell, exit next year. The price, yes, it can go up, but at what cost? What are the chances? So you just need to play it safe. So that is what we are having here, and it looks like the price might do what? Might break the trend line. And remember when I said those special shapes, if you look at this one, the price, it got rejected from the support. You know where you are. It's not like this thing just formed here. No, because if it had formed the rejection candlestick, it wouldn't count a lot, because of what? It is found in the middle of nowhere. So you don't have a background. You don't have a backup. Like now when you're forming it at a support, we know at a support you'll find a lot of people there pushing up. So if you're to take a buy trade using that pin bar, and you know you're at a support, you've got higher chances of what, of winning the trade, because of what, the type of a pin bar, I mean the type of a candlestick you have, and also your location, you being inside an area of support. So that adds to your what do you call this, to your it increases your odds. So that is why even the guys, I always tell them that you need to know where you are as much as you know you're supposed to be buying, but it does not mean I can just open the chart and start buying without actually having to check maybe the bigger picture and stuff like that, because you'll find that if you just look at one time frame, there's a lot of information that you might miss. But if you check the other time frames, and then at the end you're saying, therefore I'll go with my what do you call this, I'll go with this one, is because of what, you have checked the other time frames. If you just go straight to one time frame, you'll be trading based on that. You will be saying let me buy because of what, your one time frame is saying buy. But you, if you had checked the bigger time frames, maybe you'll find that they are saying you're inside the resistance. You see, now what you're trying to do might end up failing. It has got higher chances of failing because of what, the location. It's very important. So that is what you can expect here, right? To say now if you break the trend line, you have changed the structure. If you pull back and you give me confirmation that you're just retesting that, you want to take off, I will take that. So let's do one more time frame, which is what, this one we're not going to waste a lot of time. Why? Because of it is something that we started on Sunday. Yes, then you have this, and you have this, which is very bad. This is a bad zone. So there are people who will say, because they've got that fear of missing out, you know, they will be telling you that this is retesting the trend line and then they want it to go back up. It's a fear of missing out. And some of them won't even wait for confirmation. Once the price touches that trend line, they start firing, they start taking shots. I mean, they start taking, executing, trading to the upside, of which it's not safe. It's not safe. So that's why we are saying, for us to take trade in that direction, we want more confirmation. We want more confirmation, especially on the bigger time frames. Then we know that when we're deciding that we're going to pull the trigger to the upside, it's something that we calculated it before we know what is happening. So that is all that you can expect from this one. You have a bullish trend line, you have a bullish support, which is a very bad support. And if the price comes here, the challenge will be that H4, the trend line is not yet broken, meaning this could be a H4 pullback. This could end up taking out your zone. But if that H4 trend line is taken out, then you get confirmation. Maybe you can say, I'm taking a trade to the upside because of what? H4 bearish trend line has been broken, which means the price has got high chances of what? Maybe rising a bit, just continue to the upside a bit. So that's why you can say, once that is taken out, let me try and try and join that movement to the upside. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention is that remember I showed you how to do it if the trend line is taken out. But now what if this trend line is not taken out and then you see the price starting to move to the downside? Remember, so far I just gave you the possibility of what, it pushing up towards that, right? If it takes out the trend line, then that's how you're going to trade. But what if it doesn't take out the trend line and you see it starting to move to the downside? This is how you're going to approach it. If you go back to your what do you call this, to your H1, right? Let's say on that H4 it starts moving to the downside. That's when you see it what, breaking this trend line, breaking this area of support. And then you can take that pullback and hope that it will start to drop and continue dropping like that. So that is what you can do should it fail to break that H4 trend line. But if it takes it out, then that's when what, you will start to hope that it will do something like that until it gets to somewhere around there, or at least here. All right, so that is all that I wanted to share with you guys. This is how I teach. I don't complicate things. No, I want to make sure that when you come to me and when you leave my thing, when you are done with your sessions, you should be able to open a chart, and I keep you so that you are able to do the top-down analysis, come with your own trade ideas like I'm doing now. That is what I want. Because if I was to say, no, it's fine, let me just bring them in and then I'll give them signals. It will be, maybe you feel like it's good because of what you're getting signals, so you're winning. But now, the day that I decide that, no, I'm not doing this anymore, what's going to happen to your trading life? It's gone. You see, because of what? It was leaning, or it was depending on another person. So that's why I was like, no, I would rather teach these people how to trade. Teach these people how to come up with their own setups, so that even when I'm not there, they can still what? Analyze and then I'll still come up with the setups and then, you know, trade. That is what I want. So that is all that I wanted to share with you guys with regards to our favorite gold. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do so, please, please, please. And then I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.